Radiofrequency microneedling is a great skin treatment. Or is it? The FDA just issued a warning that it's dangerous. But how much stock do you really want to put into that? Find out today on The Trillium Show. Welcome to another episode of The Trillium Show. I'm Dr. Jason Hall, board-certified plastic surgeon and author of the new book, The Art of Aging, which you can get down on the link below on Amazon. In that book, I talk a lot about the benefits of radiofrequency microneedling for skin rejuvenation. In October of 2025, on the heels of ostensibly some patient who went viral on the internet with some pretty significant facial scarring that she claimed as a result of RF microneedling, the FDA released a warning to consumers and to physicians, clinicians who do this about the dangers of radiofrequency microneedling. And today I want to kind of walk through that FDA warning and talk about what that means to you as a consumer. So the FDA issued a couple of recommendations I want to read to you here, and we'll kind of talk about what that means. So to consumers, it said, beware of reports of serious complications such as burns, scarring, fat loss, disfigurement, and nerve damage with the use of RF microneedling devices for dermatologic and aesthetic skin procedures. Discuss the risks and benefits of all available dermatologic and aesthetic skin procedures with your healthcare provider. If you are considering a skin procedure using RF microneedling, seek care from a licensed health provider with training and experience on the use of RF microneedling devices, and ask your provider which devices they plan to use. Here's the kicker. RF microneedling is a medical procedure, not a cosmetic treatment, and these devices are not to be used at home. So a lot of this FDA warning boils down to selection of treatment and clinician who is delivering that treatment and informed consent. I don't think that anybody who has ever had an RF microneedling treatment will argue with you that it is a medical procedure. It's something that is typically done in a spa or a physician's office. It requires the use of topical anesthesia, because if you tried to do this without topical anesthesia, you'll get through one pass of this device and get up and leave. It hurts. It's uncomfortable with topical anesthesia. So you have to understand that any cosmetic treatment is a medical procedure. And that's something that I get into in the book a lot, is that cosmetic medicine is still medicine. And it still requires that the person that you're seeing diagnose your problem, talk to you about what that problem is, and then suggest a range of possible treatments to help you reach your goal. We're not taking out a gallbladder that's rotten. We're not curing cancer, but it is still a medical procedure. After going through that consultation process, it is vitally important that whoever you're seeing for this is able to walk you through the benefits, what exactly to expect from this, as well as the risks, which include all of those things that are in the FDA warning: burns, scarring, nerve damage, fat loss, disfigurement. Those are all things that are part of the informed consent process. And I don't think anybody who offers these treatments would or should talk about these without going through a list of the possible complications. That is informed consent 101. That is medicine 101. You don't do something to somebody without talking to them about what could go wrong. So largely this FDA warning is a cry for common sense. It's not really a warning that these things are dangerous. We all know that they're dangerous. Those of us who do these, who own these devices, know that they're dangerous. Now, what can we do to mitigate those? Well, first is we have a discussion about what to expect. In my practice, I use RF microneedling as a part of a comprehensive skincare plan. It's a skin treatment. We're using it to improve the quality of your skin, to build collagen, to help improve fine lines and wrinkles, and in some cases, to help improve contour. It is not a device that I use to shrink wrap the skin, to help, tighten up somebody's neck instead of doing an invasive surgical procedure. But it is a great device to help improve skin quality and to help with minor things, minor submental or neck skin problems, minor problems with the marionette lines or lower cheeks. And it does a great job with that. Can you get burns with that? Absolutely. The thing that, in the part of the FDA warning, the other part of the FDA warning that I want to kind of point out is where it talks about choosing someone with experience and knowledge about the device that they're using. Not all RF devices are created the same. In the book, I talk a lot about having had a different device than the one we have now that is, while it delivers a lot of energy, it is designed to go much deeper than the skin, and it is sold to help contour the fat underneath the skin. If you go back and listen to a previous show that I did talking about how fat under your skin is really necessary, these deep RF devices really can create problems because they melt that really important fat that's under the surface of your skin that helps give your skin a nice glow and a nice texture and is important in kind of the hormonal regulation of the collagen in your skin. You destroy that fat, and over time, your skin's going to get papery. It's going to thin out. You're going to make your skin look worse and not look better. And so deep radiofrequency treatments, whether it's a little wand that goes under your skin, the face-tight device, or whether it's one of these really deep microneedling treatments like a Morpheus, I think causes a lot more damage in the long term than gives you benefit in the short term. So, if you've heard me talk about this in the past, we use a device where we dial in the depth to stay in your skin instead of going under the skin to try and improve that skin quality. The other part of this FDA warning talks about having someone do the procedure who knows what they're doing. And that really is kind of a given. You don't want to see somebody for this who's doing their first one or their second one or their 10th one. You want somebody who has gained enough experience at this to know what they're doing, to know the settings, to know how much energy is delivered so that you get a good treatment without an increased risk of complications. In the case of an inexperienced clinician, and we're all inexperienced clinicians when we start, the problem that you want to have is you don't get a very good treatment because you can always do more. You can't go back and do less. If you try and be a cowboy, crank the energy up to give somebody a great result with one treatment, which none of these devices should be used for, you're going to end up running into problems. So in conclusion, is this FDA warning really anything to worry about? Not at all. It's a cry for common sense, and it's a cry for you as a patient to do your homework before you have a procedure. Ask questions, see pictures, and know what you're getting into before you have a radiofrequency microneedling treatment, just like you would do any other cosmetic treatment or medical treatment you plan on having. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you've got any questions or comments, shoot me a DM at Dr. Jason Hall. Shoot me an email, info@drjasonhall.com. Thanks a bunch. See you on the next show.